Now, I got to talk about something regarding the Washington Commanders. As we all know, folks, last week, Ron Rivera got into some controversy for admitting that some players of the Commanders were a little too concerned or worried about Eric Bieniemy's intensity. Now, Ron Rivera did later took back his words and admitted, "I stuck my foot in my mouth." I don't know if he actually said that, but it was somewhere around that ballpark. I'm paraphrasing. Guess who came to the defense of one Eric Bienemy, the current offensive coordinator of the Washington Commanders? And it goes to none other than Tony Dungy, current analyst on NBC Sports, former head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, later on the Indianapolis Colts, known for being the first black or African American head coach to win a Super Bowl. And this is what Tony Dungy tweeted about Eric Bieniemy. Did the Commanders do any research on Bieniemy before they hired him? Did they talk to? This is what Tony Dungy tweeted, putting Ron Rivera and company on blast. Did they talk to any Chiefs or Vikings players or coaches? He didn't just suddenly become an intense and demanding coach. That's been his MO forever, and it's been successful. It shouldn't be a surprise. That is what one Tony Dungy had to say about Eric Bieniemy. And I think Eric Bieniemy has gotten too much of a bad rep. And I feel like people, whether in the media or the public or around the NFL, make up ridiculous excuses to say, this is the reason why he can't be qualified or suited to be a head coach on the NFL level. And I feel like for Tony Dungy to use his platform to speak and come to the defense of Eric Bieniemy was meaningful because Tony Dungy, he understands the plight. He understands the same road Eric Bieniemy is going through as far as becoming a black head coach. Tony Dungy's word. His carries a lot of weight. He's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So Tony knows where Eric Bieniemy is coming from, and he understands the plight, the struggle, what black men have to go through on the NFL level to become head coaches. And if you hear former or current players about Eric Bieniemy, they love EB. They rave about EB. Go look at Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelsey, Jamal Charles, Tyreek Hill, McCole Hardman. Countless players who've played with Eric Bieniemy during their time with him have said nothing but good things. The only person that was critical of Eric Bieniemy was LaShawn McCoy. And I feel like for Tony Dungy, like I said, I was very happy that he used his platform and used it in a positive manner because I felt like Eric Bieniemy has been getting way too much criticism that I feel like he doesn't deserve. But that's also on Ron Rivera. I think Ron Rivera should have kept that behind closed doors. If there was a problem with the players about Eric Bieniemy, you have a private conversation with them and then talk it out with Eric Bieniemy and go from there. By you airing it out to the public, I mean, it's just embarrassing. It's just really embarrassing. And I mean, if you're Ron Rivera, you're the head coach. Why would you put yourself in that situation? Really, why would you put yourself in that type of situation by airing that out to the public and the media? You're giving us a reason for us to talk about it that should never happened. Should have never happened in the first place. But the fact that it happened, we have to talk about it. Ron Rivera, like I said, lacked self awareness. And I think he should have been more careful with what he had to say. So I hope he learned a lesson in all of this. Um, as for Eric Bienemy, just continue doing the job that you're supposed to do. People like myself have applauded you for you being the offensive coordinator for the Commanders. Even though I love having you on the Commanders as an offensive coordinator, I feel like you should be a head coach on the NFL level because I think you are more than qualified to be a head coach, given your resume, your credentials. And look, we got to stop whether if he called plays or not. That's never been said with Matt Nagy, Doug Peterson, or any other coach around Andy Reid. And Andy Reid has said nothing but great things about Eric Bieniemy as well. So I'm glad that Tony Dungy came to his defense. Ron Rivera should have kept his mouth shut. He should have never aired that out to the public. By you airing it out to the public, you just made the situation much worse. So that's all I got to say about that.